Hello everyone and welcome to another vlog by Danny the Digger, and this time I'm really excited as I'm at a place I didn't believe I would get into, and especially on a Sunday during the pandemic. I was sure the site is completely closed, but yes, we are in. Welcome to Bethphage. And Bethphage is such a significant place for Christianity because this is where Jesus entered Jerusalem. And let's place the camera towards the east, towards the Judean desert, to put the site in context. I hope you can see there the barren mountains of the Judean desert. This is a view towards the east of Jerusalem, east of Mount of Olives, and it's also the place where the Dead Sea is located. You can't see it from here, but it's there, and Jericho. And Jericho is said to be the station, the place through which Jesus passed when he comes to Jerusalem, meaning he passed through the city and then he ascends up this desert to enter the holy city. But before reaching it, the Gospels tell us that he sends his disciples to the village of Bethphage, and he tells them, go and set a donkey, that I will be seated on a donkey as I enter the city, fulfilling another messianic prophecy. And they do so. They enter the village of Bethphage and arrange that donkey on which he will enter the city. And you see the sign over the door? Here we are. This is the site of Bethphage, Bethphage in Hebrew. The home, the house, the village of the unripened figs is the literal meaning of that site. And I'm very grateful to Father Silvio for enabling me not only to enter, but also film at this site, and from a very specific angle. This is actually the side entry, which is not really open to the public or for groups visiting the site. But in order to present the site, the interior in context, he did give me permission to go inside. And here we go. This is the first of several paintings, artistic impressions of the subject. This is one of my favorites, actually. The entry of Jesus into Jerusalem, mounted on a donkey's back, and people waving palm fronds, saying, Hoshana ben David, Hoshana the son of David. Here is a more Byzantine style rendition of this subject, but it all relates to the same topic, the entry of Jerusalem, of Jesus into Jerusalem. And the reason that this church is built here to commemorate this event is because of a centuries-old tradition placing it over here. Archaeologically, it is based on a discovery that was made here in the 19th century, and I'm referring to this stone. This big, almost square white limestone was found here in the 19th century, and it has on it images that relate to the entry of Jesus to Jerusalem and his stay at Bethany nearby. Okay, this actually is an image of Jesus performing a miracle at Bethany, resurrecting Lazarus. You see his tomb, but he was raised from the dead, and there's even a bit of humor here, as the guy here is holding his hand against his nose from the stench coming from the tomb. He was dead for a few days. He started smelling, but Jesus raised him from the dead. Okay, that is relating to the events at nearby Bethany. Here is an image referring to the crowds seeing Jesus entering the city. And the image of him on the donkey's back is actually on the side facing the wall. So the best you could do is see that image on the mirror, reflected in the mirror here. But it's all attesting to a medieval belief, perhaps, that Jesus went on this stone in order to sit on the donkey's back and then enter Jerusalem. And then the entry itself is presented here again in large scale. Here we go. The entry of Jesus into Jerusalem. The palm fronds suggest that maybe it can be related to Sukkot. And indeed, the Gospel of John records Jesus entering Jerusalem several times, visiting it a few times, doing a few Easters, not just once. And he also visited Jerusalem during Sukkot and during Hanukkah. So this is quite interesting, or I would say even peculiar, that the Synoptic Gospels present his entry before Easter, but also marking the fact that the crowds greet him with Hosha'ana, Hosha'ana, which is really a prayer common to Sukkot, and the palm fronds are also common to Sukkot. I don't know, there are a few unanswered questions about this peculiar combination. And the walls around here are now presenting additional images, additional stories of the entry of Jesus into Jerusalem with his disciples. The church itself is from the late 19th century, renovated in the 1950s by the renowned Italian architect, which the Franciscans use a lot, Antonio Barluzzi. He has designed quite a few landmarks, Catholic landmarks in the Holy Land, in Carem, Via Dolorosa, Mount Tabor, Gethsemane, and so on. And let's step out here and see the courtyard of this church. What a small but charming location. And of course, the day to visit this site is Palm Sunday. Yes, every year to this day, multitudes will gather here on Palm Sunday before Easter, join the prayer and the procession that will start from this courtyard, and then will head out to the street and ascend up to the top of Mount of Olives, seeing it the way Jesus saw it when he came into Jerusalem, and walking down the western slope and on into the city. I'm not going to reenact all of it, but the top of Mount of Olives is up there. One can see bell towers here and here, marking a Christian presence on the hilltop. And you can actually even see from here Jewish tombs. Jewish tombs indicating the Jewish cemetery also includes this part. If you want to follow Jesus in Jerusalem, which is the name of this series, frankly, this is where you should start. This is really walking in his footsteps, to enter the city, to reach the Temple Mount, to see the places where the money changers, the dove sellers used to be, to see all the ritual baths where you would purify before entering that site, and the site of the Last Supper, the site of the interrogation by the high priest, the site of the trial, the site of the crucifixion, the resurrection. It all starts here at Bethphage. This is where the sequence of events that will lead to his death, burial, and resurrection by Christian faith, this is where it will start. So I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Let me just put the camera here. Again, I wish to thank Silvio for granting me, he was walking around here, he's too shy, for granting me the permission to film this, almost like a private presentation. And do hit subscribe and like, because there are more fascinating reviews in the following chapters of following Jesus in Jerusalem. So long for now.